If you had seen this in a thrift store, would you have bought it? Hi everybody, it's Janine over at SLOHappyVintage, and a happy Thanksgiving week to everybody who's in the United States. Tell me, what are you thankful for? I am thankful for so much, for family, for friends, for my health, for my faith. I'm also thankful for all of you guys who tune in to watch my videos when I put them out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'm also thankful for all of people who have helped me learn what I know about jewelry. I'm by no means an expert, and I feel like I'm learning things daily. And I'm happy to share that information with everybody when I can. A lot of people come and say, I just can't find things. I don't have cool stuff in my area. But the more you learn about quality, the more you learn about different designers and their styles, the more you're going to find that you do have stuff in your area. There are a couple of things in this video that, 6 months ago, I would not have thought to pick up. And knowing what I know now, I didn't really hesitate, even though I didn't have all of the information right at my fingertips. I've saved, of course, the best things for last, but there are some cool things throughout this whole video, so I encourage you to watch the whole thing. Also, if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button, the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos. And if you get a chance, share my videos to those that you know who might be interested in jewelry. All right, without further ado, let's flip the camera around and we'll get to showing you some of the things I found recently. The most amazing things are up there. I'll show you those later, but right now let's take a look at what's here. This is quite a big assortment. Now, I went to the swap meet yesterday, and believe it or not, all I came home with was this, and I was even hesitant to buy this. After I found the things that I have up there, I sometimes feel like I'm ruined for everyday shopping. But anyway, this is a Sarah Coventry brooch, and I mean, it's a nice brooch. It was $2, and I can't complain, but that's the only thing I found at the swap meet this week. This is faux turquoise and faux pearls, and it's nice. These, so much about them told me that they might be Shriner, and I even fooled some of the Shriner experts for a moment. We got to talking about them further, and we decided that they are not Shriner. They're probably Austrian, but anyway, they've got the classic donut ear clasp that Shriner typically has, and the stones look very Shriner-esque, or they almost look a little like satiny at the edges. They just have super fine facets on them. They're gorgeous earrings, and I think I paid $7 for them. This ring is signed Erickson Beeman, and it is a giant disco ball style ring. Higher end costume designer, and I found this at the swap meet for a couple of dollars. Then we've got some little thistle Scottish cufflinks. Not sure what you call the style of cufflink, but they've got little Scottish thistles in there. They look to be gold filled, but I don't think they're marked. Oh, they do have some marking on here. I am not exactly sure what it says. It could be a carat marking, but it's not stamped very well, so I'm not exactly sure what they say, but they're cute. I like those. They've got kind of an etched design on one side and the thistles on the other. This little turtle, when I saw this at the swap meet, I immediately, my quality radar went up. I didn't know who it belonged to, but I knew it had to be somebody. It is not marked, but this is a case in point. So I didn't know this about these dots, but you know how the company 1928 has little floral swirls on the background? These little dots are indicative of being a signer. So this is a signer turtle, and when I ran comps on it, I was really surprised to see that these don't sell for that much, but I just thought he was adorable, so I went ahead and I picked him up. He was $5 at the swap meet. Then there's this piece I got along with the turtle, and this looks very much like a Florenza piece. It is not signed. It's a decent quality, more modern brooch. And when I say more modern, I'm saying probably, Victorian Revival, 1970s, 80s. So it's a beautiful purple brooch. These show a little bit of wear on them on the pearls, and I did some cleaning up of them, and I guess I weakened some of the glue, so we're going to have to do some repairs on this guy. Panino is it's a higher quality, older maker. I don't know who this belongs to. This is an inverted brooch. It's amazing. The stones are amazing on this. They're highly AB coated, as you can see in the sparkle. And look at the depth on this and the layering on it. It's got the center stone, and then it's got a swirl of these small stones, and then it's cup shaped. So it's got a lot of dimension to it, and just really pretty. Not marked in any way. So I will probably never know who made that, but I think I paid $6 for it. And super pretty. Then there's this one that I only paid $1 for. It's more modern, but it's got lovely colors and it's in excellent condition. Probably from the 90s. Could even be more modern than that, but I just thought it was pretty. It was just $1, so I went ahead and got that. A lot of people, it's in phenomenal condition, so it's probably newer. I don't know how old this one is. I bought this at my favorite antique store. It's brass, it has no markings on it, and it's got hand-painted porcelain in a crescent moon shape, which is very popular for the Victorian era. However, I don't know. I can't attribute this to the Victorian era just because the hinge does not look appropriate. And I'm told that they had some hand painting kits that you could buy years ago. I'm not sure if this was one of them. I would like to think it was older, but either way, it is super lovely. And this was $5. I paid up for these little turtles. This is a Millefiori glass turtle made by Eisenberg. Not Eisenberg Ice, just plain Eisenberg. There's the marking on there. And I think I paid $12 for this. These sell, I want to say, in the $30 to $50 range. Then we have a Sphinx bird. Sphinx is a company that bought a lot of other companies' designs and manufactured them their own. They usually will always have a design number and or a Sphinx mark. If I can find the Sphinx mark on here, I know it was really faint. There it is. It says Sphinx very faintly right in that little round spot right there. This one does have a little bit of chipping to the enamel up here. I am not sure if I'll be able to repair that, but he was just $1, so I couldn't pass him up. These are Coro. They need some repair, and I am happy to say that I have a bunch of repair pieces pulled aside that I'm going to be doing some videos on. I also want to do some kind of reimagine piece videos where I have parts and pieces that I'm going to create new designs for. These do not look like Coro. When we talk about different levels of Coro, these are kind of a higher end Coro. They actually look more like a Trifari design. But they indeed are Coro. They are marked Coro right there. And cute little feather design. Then we have this lovely glass necklace. I believe this is a necklace from the Czech Republic with some very interesting beads and some pressed glass beads. It's not marked though. I wish most of the time the Czech pieces will be marked on this little spring ring, but I don't see any markings on this one. So I can't 100% guarantee that it's Czech, but it could be West German, could be from a lot of different places, but the glass work looks like it was most likely Czech glass. Then I've got a glass choker from Japan. I don't often pick up Japan pieces because they are very plentiful, but when I find very nice quality glass ones, especially ones that look like this, I go ahead and pick them up. This was about $3 I think I spent on it. It says Japan on here. Really love it. I'm going to put some of these on a neck at the end and I'll show you what they look like. Now this one, clear rhinestone. I often don't pick up clear rhinestones anymore, but this one is also signed, I think it's signed Checo, and it says made in Slovakia on it. So when they're marked, with their origin. If it wasn't marked, I wouldn't have picked it up. But because it's marked Czecho, made in Slovakia, I went ahead and got it. It was only $3. Then this one I bought at the swap meet, and I actually paid $10 for this. It's a Liz Palacios, I think that's how you say her name. It's really lovely. I mean, this is one that I would actually even wear. So we'll put that on a neck and show you. It says Liz Palacios right on that little hang tag. And I can't pass up a beautiful pink crystal when I find it for not much money. This one was $5. And me and pink, me and crystals, just beautiful. I don't believe this one's marked. No, it's not. We have, this one was only $3, and I just thought it was pretty. This would be a nice holiday piece, wear over a sweater. It doesn't slide. It's just almost looks like kind of like a necktie type. But I'll put that on a neck later to show you. And it is clear crystal or clear rhinestone, not marked. And I just got it because it was an interesting design. This could actually even be a newer piece. Then this one I bought at the swap meet, and I did pay more for it. I think I paid $10 for it. It has earrings as well, little matching earrings. But it's not marked. And oh wait, is it marked? Oh, it is marked. It's marked with an R. Does anybody recognize that? I don't recognize that. I'm going to have to do some research. But, I was in a Thanksgiving mood, and it's such beautiful fall colors, and it is in beautiful condition. It's got little tiny porcelain roses on it, and it's just, it's just really pretty. So now to the crazy things. I don't even know how to begin talking to you about these. We'll start with this one. I saw this online, and it is a beautiful bracelet. It is also marked Schiaparelli. There's the mark right there. Schiaparelli. These bracelets are getting really hard to find. When I was on vacation, I saw a beautiful one that they wanted, I want to say they wanted 200 and some odd dollars for it. And there is no way. If you know me, you know I'm not going to spend, normally I don't spend more than about $10 for something. I did pay up for this. I paid $30 for it. But when I saw it, it was in such lovely condition. And like I said, you don't find these very often. It's amethyst glass. And once again, Casey over at Olive's Vintage Market told me this is like a headlight style when they have these giant rhinestones on there. Kind of is resembling a Maltese cross on the center sections, but that's kind of stretching it, I guess. But anyway, beautiful bracelet in purple and AB rhinestones. That's one of the really cool things that I found. Okay, here are two. I posted these on a couple of groups because I wanted to verify them. These two pieces, when I saw this in the thrift store, I had no question about buying it. It was $1, and it's Miriam Haskell all day. But older Miriam Haskells are not signed, so it's very difficult to just see something like this and go, oh yeah, immediately it's Miriam Haskell. And if you know Miriam Haskell pieces, it's a little odd that this is gold tone, this is silver tone. The construction of it didn't bother me at all because she did a lot of wire, well, most all of her pieces are wired, and she did a lot of the hand sewn items. Fun fact about Miriam Haskell is that she did not make the creations herself. She had designers come work for her. The designers would make the design, and then ladies would be trained how to put the design together and the wiring and all, and then they would take the components home and create them and bring them back to the studio for sale. So anyway, long story short, people went, I posted this on the Miriam Haskell group, and I contacted several Miriam Haskell, I guess you'd call them experts. And there was discrepancy on the group, but you can't a lot of people in the groups are like me. They know some, but they don't know a lot. So I relied more heavily on the collectors, and they're like, hands down, this is definitely Miriam Haskell. And they even sent me copies of pictures from some of the books that show this exact construction, and also talked about the wartime pieces. Supplies were short, so she would find whatever she could find during that time to make her pieces, whether it be mismatched coloring or whatever, plastics, because materials were scarce. So near as we can say, this is a wartime piece by Miriam Haskell. And this piece, I looked at this piece. It was on the wall of millions of necklaces, and I've shown pictures of every time I go to that antique store. And I passed by this once and I double backed on it because I noticed that it's just really well put together. This design right here looked familiar to me, but I couldn't pinpoint it. But the thing that I was confused about is that these metal caps, brass caps, they looked more modern. So I wasn't sure, is this, and it's in excellent condition. So I wasn't sure, is this a modern piece? Is it something I should just not get? It was a whopping $3. And so for a whopping $3, yeah, I took a chance on it, which wasn't really a chance just because of the quality. So when I got it home, I started doing some research. These pieces, these green pieces, they test positive for Bakelite. So all these are Bakelite, which told me immediately that, okay, this is an older piece because people don't really use Bakelite in jewelry anymore. And I remember seeing some Miriam Haskell pieces that were made out of this multicolored wood. And so I did some research, and sure enough, this is another Miriam Haskell, another very early Miriam Haskell, and not what you would picture as typical Miriam Haskell. So I found two Miriam Haskells in two different places on the same day. And once again, I ran this by the collectors. In fact, I ran it by a girl who's writing a book about Miriam Haskell because she knows so much about them. And she's like, oh, hands down all day. She says, I even have the matching brooch. And she showed me the matching brooch. So yeah, we got this confirmed as Miriam Haskell as well. And I wasn't even going to go to either of these places when I first went. The store that I bought this in, I rarely ever find anything interesting. But I just encourage you, you never know when you're going to find a treasure. There is some wear on the pearls, but you know what? This thing is really old, so it's almost 100 years old, so I'm not going to be too concerned about wear on the pearls on that one. And this one looks like it was tucked away into a jewelry box and never used because there's a tiny bit of fraying to the cording, but other than that, it's just gorgeous. Okay, last and definitely not least, we have this. This is, oh, it's just amazing and beautiful. This one I saw online again, and I was taken back by its beauty, but the pictures were not very good, and so I definitely wanted to see it in person. And when I saw it in person, just like that bird necklace that I bought last month, I was just drawn by this thing's beauty. So I posted this on another group because I always like to hear what people say about things and get more information. And the metal in this test is sterling. These are old moonstones. We're looking at possibly late Victorian arts and crafts period. And they're little tiny seed pearls and all of these little surrounding pieces. If you flip it over, there are little hooks. I don't know if you can see those. These little hooks have a couple of roles. One of them is to allow the necklace to lay flat against your neck. It basically is a stopper so that these don't flip around. Apparently, or the other thing that they could have done is serve as a hook. See how on this one, this is holding this bottom drop on. I'm told that in Victorian times, you couldn't necessarily wear the same jewelry continuously to all of the season's events. And so to change up the jewelry, they could hang different drops on these pieces to make them appear different. I'm even told that the stones could be replaced. I'm not sure how that would happen because, well, I mean, there's 6 different prongs holding these stones in. Anyway, there are cracks in a couple of the stones and a chip on this stone, but I wasn't sure when I first looked at it. I like to restore things. I wasn't sure that I could restore this. And I still don't know if I can actually repair this piece. I can replace the seed pearls that are missing, but I don't know if I can find such beautiful moonstone. Normally moonstone will have striations, but apparently the old pieces they really valued. It's hard to find moonstone that has such clarity. So this piece I paid $30 for. This piece right here, this chain, was most likely added. I'm told it probably was had a ribbon that would have gone here. Over time, I'm sure the ribbon would have deteriorated, and somebody cared enough about this piece to put a chain on it. So that's all I have for today. I do have more. I'm going to do a couple more haul videos simply because I do have a stash of things that I bought recently that I need to show you. Other than that, we're going to be concentrating on some more repair, repurposing, and kind of collections. I've got several little collections that I'm going to start selling off, I think, because I'm starting to fall more in love with pieces like these than a lot of the more common commercial pieces. All right, we're going to show you some things on a neck and hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching. Tell me if you would or wouldn't have picked this up in a thrift store if you saw it. And what's your favorite piece? Let me know. Love to hear from you.